Hello pandas and welcome back. Today's episode, we are starting off with a bit of a side quest. This is actually a continuation of the last episode, unexpectedly. Do you remember the last episode? We found a surprising number of batteries, and that is what we're chasing down right now.
What's that?
Really?
My RV killed him somehow. Throw that on there.
So anybody who doesn't remember, we came by and we saw those on the last treasure hunt, and we wrote a little note and left it on the guy's the window of his truck. And he called us up and we made a deal. So now we've got a very heavy pile of batteries. No reason to leave that thing half full, right? Alrighty. Cool beans. But first, these tires are looking a little soft. Which is funny because they're only supposed to be at 30 anyway. Max pressure 50. Wow. All right, that's a little better. Oh my goodness, look. My favorite. Trash. Now I already see a little rust on those ones, so I think those are going to be steel, which makes them easy, if a little boring. Yeah, that's steel, but what about those? Also steel. That's too bad. Ooh. Sweet. Okay. Little golf thing. It comes with some cushions too, actually. Huh. You know what? I'll be honest. I don't hate these. They are a little messed up down at the bottom, but I'm not going to judge them for that. And the cushions may be a little messed up, but they're not so bad. And you know what? This is a little weird for me, but I think I'm actually going to keep these. I just wish they stacked a little better. But that's okay. We're going to put these here. We're going to strap them down. I think it might just... No, it doesn't. All right, wasting my own time. Why do they always fall out when I'm trying to strap them down? I think I know the issue. I need to bend that a little more. But you know what? I'm inventing problems. Now they're good. And you go. And now, the rest of these, those are just scrap steel. Beautiful fit. Sorta. Don't even worry about it. It's perfect. Now, do these... Come on! What a pain in the butt. We'll make them fit. There. Now they stack. I'll tell you what, this all feels very silly. Huh. I think I want these. There, you see? Now they fit beautifully. I do wish they were aluminum, but they're heavier than they look. Cool. How about some more? Hey, those are metal. Cool. Oh. That thing's plastic with a couple metal stakes in it. But this thing... That's gonna be a big yes please from me. Well, let's quit making problems for ourselves first. And then... we're gonna want all of these. Oh, you know what? We're probably also gonna want this. And then, theoretically, those come free? I don't know. Wonder if we could actually get the screws out of this one just because it's so new. Wow, I gotta be honest, I was not prepared for that. Alright. That was all very strange. That was without a doubt the cleanest one of these I have ever encountered. There. Oh, why didn't I do that before? Look how nice it sits. This one here, probably... magnetic. There you go. Do we bother trying to... Yeah, I think it's fine. I think it's fine. Just, oh, actually. Huh. It's all just fitting together beautifully. Cool. Oh, yeah. Maybe there. All right, cool. That is a satisfying load. It looks like we've got mountains of space. And physically, we do have a lot of space, but we need to be considerate of the weight capacity. We shouldn't really be bouncing all up and down through potholes and whatever else with that kind of weight on the tires, especially when it's not actually over the axle. It's kind of like up towards the cab, which I realize is not the suggested technique. Keep it going. Hey. Couple satellite dishes. Nothing wrong with that. What are these? Oh, that's a sway bar. Prepared steel. I see a little more. Those have got to be metal. Yeah, get those up in you. And I think I saw... Yes, those are perfect. Perfect for scrap, anyway. There we are. Not a bad quick run. All right, we made it. Did not want to push things too much further. Plus, I gotta go chat with the price on those things. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Let's go inside to see how this goes. All right, we got ourselves a cheeky little $40 from that little extra pack on, which is pretty sweet, but we still have the batteries. Now, here's the little side quest thing. I called around. Those are pretty nice, pretty fancy batteries, and I kind of had a feeling that if somebody was interested in rebuilding batteries, which I know people do, then that collection is particularly high value and they might be particularly interested. So I called around because we are blessed with plenty of battery shops around, and I did find one. I told him the price that I was expecting, and he offered 5 cents more per pound. Now, I did stop and talk to them in there, or I tried to, but the boss lady was, she was actually in a meeting right now, and that's unfortunate because I feel like she would have been happy to match the price, but I don't want to annoy her too often with trying to leverage what other businesses are able to pay to get special one-time price here and there and all over the place. I'd rather do that when it matters. Not that this doesn't matter, but we get to try somewhere new. All right, he said because these are industrial batteries, they actually give them a little less for, they charge for a handling fee or some such like that. I don't really understand, but we were still able to agree on a price, which is better. Good Lord, these have some mass. Between 115 and 120 pounds a piece. Yeah. Not bad, you. I should have stretched before doing that. I always wanted to try this, but it didn't really seem worth it. Whew. All right, let's go home. Wow, $540 on top of the $40 we got just from running around. It's not that bad. I'll say this though, the little bit extra, like $40 isn't insignificant, but if I had held on just a little longer, probably could have talked to the boss at the scrapyard where I normally go and gotten a better price than they typically would offer just because of the volume. And I don't think driving, like, it wasn't that far away to get to the battery shop. But then that, on top of having to drive to the bank and cash the check, I think the lesson here, if there were one, if you have a significant volume of something, totally worth calling around, checking, finding who's going to give you the best price. But I think at the end of the day, it's still better to, I would have been better to just get that price and then see what the scrapyard would be willing to give me and bump it up a little bit, but still just drop everything off there. On top of that, however, we did come home with some great new lawn chairs. I gotta hose the bird poop off, but you know what? That's not bad at all. And I think they match the curlicues on this table pretty nice. How about that? Hello. Well, that would be kind of a short video. Now, I do have this other bit of an errand, bit of a chore. Well, normally I would just take care of it myself, but I've had a few more people lately asking about why do you pick up bottles and cans and milk jugs? Well, perfect timing. Yes, now I know that just looks like a big old pile of trash, and in some places of the world it would be, but this is probably the largest stash of bottles produced from my home domicile that I've maybe ever seen. So we're gonna load these up and we're gonna see how we do. How much do you actually get? I don't know. We're gonna find out together. I think you get the idea. Well, this is easily one of the more ridiculous looking loads I've had in this little truck, but she did it! Now, let's cruise on over to my favorite bottle depot and hopefully not get pulled over by any of the authorities. It's got straps, it's good. Oh. That's not going anywhere. All right, we made it. Alrighty. Well, that was worth a little bit more than I was expecting. 514 doll hairs. That's why I save up water bottles and milk jugs. And now, just because I can't help myself, let's go try something maybe a little stupid. How about that, eh? You never know. We're being optimistic. But I saw this here bin, and I already had a look. And what I saw was all this. Right? Now, that right there. Star Trek, ETBT. It's the 4 of those. 3 of those. I can count. Kind of need to extract a bunch of this junk. Ooh, just to get this thing out. I wonder if we can lower this. What do you think? I can't really tell. It looks like it's currently at its max height. You know, if I could just lower it a bit, then it would fit a lot better. But it doesn't seem to want to. So I'm going to try to use it as a doorstop and focus on the task at hand. The task at hand being this thing. Look. This thing. DC power. What do you mean DC power? There you go. 12 volt DC. Uh-oh. So the whole thing, my thought was, what if we were able to sell these? You know? But we'd need a power cord to do that. I didn't really think this through. Well, I mean, I kind of did, obviously. I thought, hey, wow, look at all that. And then I Googled them, and it turns out they're super expensive. And, ooh. Look at those. Who else remembers? Eh? Right? Oops. Okay. Yeah, it's these things. Oh, it's a bit of an older one. It's got an iPhone plug-in. That's cool. It's even got, like, air to blow on you. A tricycle. Why do they all say Mets? Very strange. All right, let's sneak on through. It's only a 12 volt. It's not so bad, is it? I think it's still worth trying. It does look very, very heavy. What is the recommended mode of transportation? Ugh. Okay, wow. This thing is actually, I mean, I don't want to seem like a wuss, but I actually can't get that thing to budge. I think this may be a little beyond our capabilities. Which obviously sucks, because I looked these up and they're worth like 15 grand. Brand new, obviously, but so much weight. Huh. Little aluminum clamp. That's cool. All right. Some extruded aluminum and an aluminum clamp. I'm gonna put that back and unfortunately leave this equipment to its fate. God, I would need to be so much more powerful. Huh? See, even if I can slide it a little bit, how am I gonna get it up the ramp? Yeah, no, we're giving up. Unfortunately, we are giving up. Well, we might as well have a look in these ones, although these big yellow ones are all over this property, and they look so brand new. Drywall. And some pipe. Okay. And then this one just says garbage, but holy cow. There sure is a lot of it, you know? I feel like we could fill up right here. Maybe it's a good thing well, I don't want to just like throw it in the trailer. How noisy is that? Like, that is way too far. A couple of these. Well, we're definitely making more noise than I would like to. There's another resin block. Oh wow, there's a good bit of metal down there, but it's very buried. And I know those look good, but I've played around with those pieces before, so trust me when I say they're not. These, though, oh wow. Stuff from the lab. Oh. Whole bunch of broken glassware. That is unfortunate. stainless steel. Some more wires and some more stainless steel. Does the cord come out of that? No. Ooh, little magnetic stirrer. Is this all going to be broken glass? Because I don't know how enthused I am about that. I'll tell you what I am enthused about, though. Ooh, not the glassware. In you go. No interest whatsoever. Ooh, how did I miss that the first time around? Nice. Now I know for a fact there's more where that came from. Looks like we've met someone official. Might get an opportunity to speak to them. Could be good or bad. Whoa! That's a good pipe. Everything else is very, very buried. I think we've already been here too long. I'm gonna try make that fit a little better. All right. What about this one? Table. No, this one's just regular garbage. Next. What about this bin? Oh my, there's quite a few bricks. I see one decent looking piece. I'm just not sure if I'll be able to get to it. This thing. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get to that. Alright, never mind. Alright, it didn't turn out the way I'd hoped. Those things were miraculously heavy. That's fine. We didn't need them anyway. I'm actually kind of worried maybe that was a metal bin, but it didn't say metal on it, so I don't know. Had lots of stuff that wasn't metal. Don't worry about it. We got these things though, which are some nice chunks of prepared steel. I'm gonna chop those down so we don't, so we can get the full price, because it'll only take a little while. Maybe I should keep some of them, you know, material. Not sure. And then this thing, I'll probably cut somewhere so it's a little less ridiculous, and we can tighten everything up here and fill this up properly next time we go out. But for now, I think that makes a complete video. So I hope you enjoyed it. I'm glad we did well on the batteries. I forget what else we did. So silly. Big pile of batteries, big pile of bottles, and a handful of friends. Thanks for coming along. It's always more fun to have you with, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one. So until that time, leave it better than you found it. Keep doing the thing.